Hey there, my name is Kathy Colangelo and I'm a life coach, but I'm also a life coaching client of Sage's and a member of her Life Editor Academy. I've been working with Sage for quite a few years now, and she has helped me tremendously with my business and my personal life. And one of the things that Sage focuses on as part of her life editing process is white space and creating that white space for yourself. I call it, when I work with my clients, self-care. The reason that self-care is so important to incorporate into your life is because you need that time to replenish and refill your cup. Did you ever hear the comparison of when you're flying on an airplane and they give you that whole spiel in the beginning about putting your oxygen mask on first so you can help the person next to you? Well, that's kind of the concept behind self-care. You can't be any good to anyone else unless you take care of yourself first. That's why it's so important. But it's also something that we tend to neglect. We do put everyone else in our lives ahead of ourselves, their needs and their wants. We put that ahead of what we want and what we need. So we need to take that time. We need to make that time. No one is going to give that to us. We have to be strong and set some boundaries and say, hey, I need to do this for myself. Self-care, what kinds of things can you do for self-care? What is true self-care and what is not true self-care? Sometimes we can replenish ourselves with some negative energy, I guess you could call it. And I've done that myself. Many years ago, I was going through a very stressful job. I used to be in human resources before I started my coaching business, and I didn't know what self-care was then. If I did at the time and I'd taken some proper measures, I might still be doing that today, but I didn't. And I replenished myself and thought I was taking care of myself kind of with negative things. Nice bottle of wine, a big hoagie, some chocolate. Those kinds of things, they're good in moderation, but that's really not helping you when you need to replenish, because it just, you might be sad and depressed and stressed out, and those things are only putting a Band-Aid on what you really need to do to care for yourself. Some of my favorite things to do for self-care that I started incorporating into my life are yoga. I discovered yoga several years ago, and I really enjoy that. I was never a big fan of exercise or gym class, so when I found yoga, there's no jostling or jumping, and you can kind of go at your own pace. And I really love that there are no mirrors in class, so you can't look at yourself while you're doing it. And it's just time for you to get back to yourself. I enjoy reading. One of the things that I do that may not be so great, might not be true self-care, but it does work in moderation. Reality TV junkie. I do tend to watch a lot of Bravo and reality TV, but sometimes we need a little of that self-indulgence to get us through and just kind of regroup and regenerate our minds and thoughts. And sometimes we just need to veg out a little. So that's okay, as long as you do that in moderation. I love to read. I love to go for a walk. Sometimes I get a buddy. My neighbor will call me, and even though I might not feel like it, she's kind of my Energizer bunny. So I think, well, she's going. I got a buddy. I might as well go out there. I like to ride my bike with my husband, and all these things take planning. And sometimes you need to schedule these things, and you need to put them on your calendar, which is why I've created for my coaching clients and for people as my free offer on my website, it's a self-care calendar. If you can check that out a little bit. But I took a calendar, and in every day of the week, I just put some easy, simple ideas for you to start baby steps incorporating self-care or that white space into your life. You don't have to book a cruise and go to the Bahamas. If you could, that would be nice. I love to use the example of Elizabeth Gilbert in her book, Eat, Pray, Love, where she just, checked out, and she took a whole year off and traveled. Sometimes many times, most of the time, we can't, we're not afforded that opportunity, whether it's time or our finances. So there are simple things that you can do to start to incorporate that white space self-care into your life. just drinking more water, helping you to hydrate yourself, keeping your thoughts clear for the day, taking a little nap. I love to take naps too. I forgot to add that to my self-care. It can be a big nap. It can be a little cat nap. You just need to take that time for yourself and replenish. What else do I have on here? Take a deep breath and repeat, I am calm and peaceful. You can do that anywhere. You can do that in traffic. You can do that when you're at your desk at work, and somebody's driving you crazy. You can do that at home. You can do that when you wake up. You can do that before you go to bed. Oh, I love this one. And this is part of Sage process too, is expressing gratitude. But write down 5 things to be happy and grateful about. It's amazing how just a reminder of positive things in our life and little things that we're grateful for can kind of replenish and rejuvenate. So what white space and self-care is all about is we have a bucket of energy, and when we're doing for others and just taking care of our day-to-day business, whether it's work, family, whatever that may be, we're taking from that bucket. What white space does and self-care is helps us put back into that bucket. We're replacing that energy that we took out. And what happens is if we don't take that time to replenish, take that white space, make that for ourselves in our life, that bucket gets empty. And when that happens and the bucket is empty, that's when we crash and burn. And God forbid we get sick and we're forced to take time for ourselves. We might end up at the doctor's or, admitted to the hospital, or we're forced to take that time. And then there's nothing we can do about it. So the best thing to do is for your health, for your mind, your body, your soul, and the benefit of those around you, we need to replenish that bucket. It's not selfish, it's necessary, and when you do that, you're also an example. If you have daughters or nieces or coworkers, you're an example. You're being an example for them when you're taking that time to do something for yourself. So that's what I wanted to share with you all today, and I hope you're enjoying Sage's Life Editor Academy, her first live event in Florida. I wish I could be there with you, but I am in sunny northeastern Pennsylvania. Couldn't make it this time, but I hope to see you all again soon somewhere. My coaching business is called Your Life Is Now. The website is yourlifeisnowcoaching.com. Again, I'm Kathy Colangelo, a life coach and retreat leader for women, and big hugs to all of you. If you have any questions, you can contact me. My self-care calendar is actually in your goodie bag, your swag bag. And congratulations to all of you, because you all need to be celebrating yourselves right now, because you are taking the ultimate self-care for you, doing the ultimate self-care, creating that ultimate white space by getting away from it all for the weekend and just focusing on you. So congratulations. Have fun. See you soon.